So, welcome to another 5 minutes over a pint of Guinness. This is Stephen Cummins, head of media with SaaStock, and I'm coming to you from the vaults again here with the amazing Dogpatch Labs, an incredible startup hub. Okay, we have Henry Schuck, CEO and founder of ZoomInfo, a sales intelligence play, and I'm so happy to see you here to have a beer with me today. Henry.
Cheers. I got this from one of the people on our sales team, so I'll crack it open here. Never had one of these. It's not Guinness, but it'll do.
Slow at you.
Cheers.
Okay. What was your first job?
I sold newspapers door to door.
Cool. You worked at quite a high level in the hotel industry, and you were also in the legal profession. Did either of those two things teach you anything that helped you become a rockstar founder?
I think being in the hotel industry taught me that I didn't want to be in the hotel industry. So that was good.
That was useful.
And in being in the legal industry, it's tough. I thought about this the other day. The company's been really successful. It's really hard to look back and say, hey, I would have changed this, or I wouldn't have gone to law school. It's hard to imagine all the decisions that I made that were backstopped by a good legal education. So no regrets on the law school piece either.
What's the most outrageous thing you've ever done?
My wife and I got married in Paris. That's probably the most outrageous thing. We cut down a 200-person wedding to 25 people and went to Paris and got married with just them.
Nice and personal. I like it. What's the last business book you've read?
I read Influence by Robert Cialdini. It's a great
Recommended?
book. Totally recommend. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask you 5 or 6 one word answer questions. Your favorite musician?
John Mayer.
The best memory you've created in it's more than one word, in building ZoomInfo?
The day we IPO'd felt really validating for everything we had been building.
Favorite podcast?
I'm not much of a podcast listener, but I listen to ABC News.
Who was your first customer?
It was a company called Cummins, which was a publicly traded staffing company.
Okay, now you talked about IPOs. You're currently valued around 17 billion, I believe, and you grew like crazy in the last month. Is that a distraction for your leadership team, given they're all vested?
That's an interesting question. We've told our team to not look at the stock price. You can get into a really bad relationship because the thing is changing constantly and there's no pattern to it. And so I don't think it's much of a distraction, because I think what people see today at this business is that we really are in the early innings of something much, much larger, and anything that's a distraction, I think we're focused on putting aside.
Now, I think LinkedIn's your main competitor. Am I right?
Sure. Yeah.
If I look at the G2 category or a grid for sales intelligence, I see ZoomInfo and LinkedIn way ahead of everybody else. What does it take to be a category leader, and what makes you different to LinkedIn?
Obsessive about the quality of the product, obsessive about the value your customers are getting out of the product. I think, in the early days, one of the things that we would say is we'd give you access to this data set that included all of the buyers at all of the companies you were trying to sell to, with how to connect with them and what to say. And then we'd come to the end of a term with the customer and they'd say, we didn't really know how to use it. We didn't really get value out of it. And what we said at that time was like, well, we give you the universe of your potential customers. How did you not get value out of that? That wasn't our fault, but it was our problem. And when you realize that is our problem, we have to figure out how every customer, not that we just deliver them a great product, but they get tremendous value out of it. And if you're constantly focused on that, you're constantly iterating in the product to make sure your customers are getting value out of it, and incredible value out of it. I think that's how you drive towards category leadership.
Okay, great answer. In one sentence, one tip you'd give to anyone thinking about becoming an entrepreneur for the first time today in SaaS?
You will, can I give you 2?
Yeah.
1, sell. You have to be on the front line selling. When you're on the front line selling, you hear all the feedback from customers and partners and potential customers, and having that experience is absolutely invaluable. So get on the front lines and sell. And two, I would say, however much you're thinking you're going to work when you're a founder of your own business, multiply it by 3 or 4 or 5, because that's how much commitment you're going to need to put into something to get it really successful.
Okay. Beautiful, rich life experiences or legacy? What means more to you? What motivates you more?
Rich life experiences.
Okay, excellent. And if you were to have a pint with anyone in the world, other than me, of course, Henry, who would that be?
Living or dead?
Yeah, living or dead, go for it.
Jesus.
Oh, wow, amazing. Okay.
And I'm not like particularly religious, but like, I think that would be a really cool conversation.
Excellent answer. Okay, tell me 2 things that excite you the most about SaaStock EMEA.
The 2 things are the participants and the speakers. And I think what SaaStock EMEA has done a great job of is cutting out all of the fluff. The people who attend, the people who speak are founders and C-level executives and heads of operations and VPs of sales and investors. And so the content that you're getting out of an event like this is truly top-notch. And it's operational and it's tactical, and that's why I've always that's why I'm really excited about the speakers and the lineup you guys have put together.
Henry Schuck, CEO and founder of ZoomInfo, congrats on all the success, and thank you so much for spending 5 minutes over a beer with me. Absolutely. Sláinte. Cheers. Thank you.